Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with news in cricket. Kimani Melius got his international career off to a great start. While the West Indies under-19 team got their World Cup campaign on the way with a defeat. The team took on host New Zealand on Friday night. After winning the toss, New Zealand sent the defending champions into bat. Opening the batting for West Indies was left-handed Keegan Simmons and right-handed St. Lucian sensation Kimani Melius. The two very competent batsmen had an opening partnership of 123 runs. Now, in the preview of the West Indies under-19 team, no mention was made of young St. Lucian. The young St. Lucian as a player to look at in this tournament. An ESPN feature captured the exploits of mainly the Trinidadian players, such as Kalicharan on tour. But in his opening World Cup match, Kimani hit 6 fours and 4 sixes in an innings that impressed the rotating commentators. Though the commentators repeatedly mispronounce his name, there is no doubt that they will all know his name before this World Cup is over. The St. Lucian got his runs after facing just 84 balls to raise eyebrows all over the world. At the end of the innings, despite 92 from K. Simmons and Kimani's 78, New Zealand clawed back to restrict West Indies to 233 for 8. Matthew Fitcher and Rashin Ravindra took 3 wickets each for New Zealand, who have never won an ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup, despite producing some stellar talents over the years. In response, Finn Allen starred with the bat for New Zealand Under-19 cricket team. Allen scored an unbeaten century 150 not out, while Jacoby Buller hit 83 as the hosts got to the desired total of 234 for 2, chasing down the West Indies total in 39.3 overs. The result replicates the performance of the West Indies under-19 team, who lost the first game of their World Cup winning title. In his interview after, Melius thanked all those who supported him on his journey and stated, "I cannot be satisfied with just this performance." Wow. Well, the CWI Northern Cluster Grassroots Cricket Program resumed on Saturday, January 13th at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. It was the first session for the year, and the organizers were very heartened by the turnout of 76 enthusiastic participants. The main activities covered during the 3.5-hour session centered around the following: warm-up activities, physical conditioning, batting, fielding and bowling drills, net sessions and mini cricket matches. The sessions were conducted by coaches Alan Ashby, Rosalind Preville, Vanillius Gabriel, Junior DeRose and Bernie Joseph. Meanwhile, the Northern Cluster Grassroots Cricket Program takes the opportunity to commend Kimani Melius on his wonderful display of batting for the West Indies Under-19 cricket team in their encounter against New Zealand in the ICC 2018 Under-19 World Cup. We all at the Grassroots Cricket Program salute you, Kimani. You are a major inspiration to our young cricketers. In other news, St. Lucia's Michael Megaboost is set to finish third on the weekend in the Copacabana Molem Run 5K Challenge. The road race, which was held in Guadeloupe, featured a number of athletes from around the island. The event presented an exciting sprint finish where Michael Pradel emerged victorious in a time of 16 minutes 11 seconds. Faswa finished second in 16 minutes and 16 seconds, while Megaboost was edged out as he finished in 16 minutes and 18 seconds. In football, the Free Kick Foundation, in what can be termed a huge success, hosted its second annual College of Football Showcase at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th January 2018. The event, which saw 56 young St. Lucia male and female participants in action, was supplemented by a contingent of 15, inclusive of a lone female participant from the Commonwealth of Dominica. We spoke to Francis Daniel about the proceedings.
Concentrate a little more on youth development with that in mind, in terms of, not only medals and trophies, but being able to give a student athlete, an opportunity to make a career. And by doing so, they would be feeding into our national team in years to come, but also they would be, having, qualified people coming back into our society to make a meaningful contribution.
Saturday's activities commenced with the individual skills display, whose quality was immense. The second stage involved successive 4-minute games, 6 aside. Sunday's activities centered around the participants being involved in a full football game, whereby the visiting coaches got another opportunity to view the young footballers. We have more on this during our Sports Night package. The quarterfinal of the Veterans Flow Plate Championship got underway in front of a great crowd at the Larry Suze playing field. Now, upon arriving in the Valley, one would think that Valley legends would be playing on the night. Yet, in this part of St. Lucia, people really support their sport, any sport. On the field, VSADC booked their place in the semi-final of the 2017-2018 Caribbean Alliance Flow Plate Championship in impressive fashion. The three-time champs of the main championship, needed a stroke of brilliance from Benjamin Satan Gabriel to seal victory against Castri's rival behind the College All-Stars. We spoke to Mr. Gabriel.
I always tell the guys that when we're training, if we put what we're training together in the game, we will turn victorious. And today, we were victorious.
All right, so people are talking about the goal of the tournament. Tell us about that goal.
Well, that's the good one. I guess I had two from the previous round. One of them might take it.
All right, so what's next for VSADC?
Well, we're going for the plates and we'll still keep on training as ever.
Trevor Cadet registered a brace for behind the college with goals in the 66th and 81st minute. Gaija Baptiste got 2 goals early for VSADC as he got things started in the 14th and 20th minute. We spoke to Mr. Gaija Baptiste.
This game was difficult, but we were the ones who made it difficult. We should have cleaned up the game in the first half. We came back and we showed that we are the stronger team.
All right, so tell us about your goals.
My goals, well, they all came because my players were looking for me.
Well, in the second quarterfinal, Carica Masters defeated Masha 2-1. Now, in the final set of matches in the 2017-2018 Veterans Flow Plate quarterfinals, on Sunday evening, Flow Lancers took on Labrie Veterans for a chance to get into the Final Four. Claudius Amide pierced the back of the net for Flow to ensure that they were in this contest. Yet, later on in this encounter, Nigel Springer would outplay Labrie defenders to ensure a Final Four appearance for a team many thought would be in the top tier of the tournament. In the quarterfinals, Labrie Connection then defeated Viewfort North for 3-2. So, the Final Four in the Plate Championship include Carica Masters, Flow Lancers, VSADC, and Labrie Connections. Of course, we have pictures for you during our sports show. Well, talking about the sports show, the popular sports show 758 Sports Talk returns tonight at 8:30 on the Dyer Broadcasting Services, DBS, right here. The show will open up with a representative of the Ministry of Youth Development and Sport making an appearance. Patrick Mathre, who is a youth and sports officer with the department, will be speaking on issues pertaining to the 2017 National Sports Awards ceremony. St. Lucians will be allowed to call in with their questions for the host and guests. The program also can be viewed on St. Lucia Sports Online. This show promises to be informative. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, St. Lucia wins a netball tri-series. Welcome back. Team St. Lucia had a very successful outing at the Tri-Series in Grenada involving the hosts and St. Vincent and the Grenadines in netball. They lost only 1 game in the double round-robin tournament to emerge winners. They were followed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who registered 2 losses, and Grenada registering 3 losses. In their first encounter, St. Lucia defeated Grenada 45-31. In Game 2, St. Vincent and the Grenadines got the better of host Grenada 59-54 in a close encounter. Team St. Lucia's final game in the first round was against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. After ending the first half slightly ahead at 26-24, Team St. Lucia went into overdrive to seal the initiative 58-42. Playing the final game of the tournament, the Team St. Lucia succumbed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a hard-fought encounter 51-46. The final game of the tournament resulted in Grenada defeating St. Vincent and the Grenadines 53-52. Canris's Judy Mathre was adjudged St. Lucia's most valuable player of the series. Well, Manchester City lost a Premier League game for the first time this season as Liverpool edged a thrilling encounter with the league leaders at Anfield.
Quickly on the scene, still Salah. Oxlade-Chamberlain really looking to make a mark here, and it's a driving run, it's a brilliant shot, and Liverpool lead the leaders.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He has arrived, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Well, you talk about grabbing the shirt.
September has come up with the equaliser here.
Just misreads it, Joe Gomez, and we talk about taking the shirt. Carriers take the shirt.
And a Slide it down the side of Stones for Firmino! Roberto Firmino!
It looked like the game was going Manchester City's way. He's not happy, De Bruyne. He wanted a foul and then stops.
Certainly shines here. Liverpool show, and here's Salah. He's got plenty of support, including Mane. Can he pick the right option this time? You better believe it! For the team in red. 3-1! And Mane, payback time for the red card.
But this Liverpool team, I said before the game, they're probably the best.
But not well cleared. Surely not. It is. Curses the error. Well, that is surely Liverpool's day now. It's a fabulous fourth from the technique from Mo Salah, who gets in on the act. Edison. Aguero. Gundogan. Comes with Bernardo Silva. Gets one back.
Really good around the edge of the box. Wonderful play. It's a good block.
Don't write the obituary on this result for Manchester City just yet.
Absolutely not. It rolls across to Bernardo Silva and he finishes calmly into the near post.
Aguero. Gundogan. 4-3.
Well, you just thought the game was drifting out a little bit and City couldn't really apply any pressure, but something from nothing.
He cannot believe it.
He can.
Well, in other notable results, Tottenham defeated Everton 4-0, while Bournemouth defeated Arsenal 2-1. Our 10th seed, Coco Vandeweghe, lost the plot over a lack of bananas as she was beaten in straight sets by Timea Babos in the Australian Open first round. I'm waiting for the bananas, the American told the umpire Fergus Murphy after the first set when asked why she was not ready to play. Well, meanwhile, US Open champion Sloane Stephens was knocked out by China's world number 34, Zhang Sui. Meanwhile, Venus Williams, a finalist in Melbourne last year, lost a 6-3, 7-5 to world number 78, Belinda Bencic. In total, 12 US players went out on day one of the tournament. Well, finally, England cricketer Ben Stokes has been charged with affray after an incident outside a Bristol nightclub. Well, affray is described as an instance of fighting in a public place that disturbs the peace. A disturbance in September allegedly left a man with a fractured eye socket, and police sent findings to the Crown Prosecution Service in November. Stokes missed the Ashes series with the